Hi everybody, Neil Malik from Knack Training bringing you another Everyday Office video. And in this video, I've been on a kick lately of simplifying tasks that are 3 to 7 clicks long or shortcuts long for that matter, into a single shortcut, something that can be executed in the blink of an eye. And in today's video, I specifically am looking at the VBA code necessary to remove blank rows from a set of cells. So this is a common problem that my clients usually have. They will add these extra spacings between rows of their spreadsheet. And when that happens, that means that it's almost impossible to sort or filter or do those sorts of things. And so I'm going to give you a technique that can very easily be twisted around to do columns as well, because there is a technique to doing this that just uses the sort feature. But here, what we're going to do is select what are called special cells in our VBA code to remove empty rows from our data quickly and easily. So as you can see in the spreadsheet that I have available to you, you guys can go to the blog post down in the description to download the spreadsheet. It has one simple line in this macro: selection.specialcells, Excel cell type blanks, entire row.delete. Now, I just said a second ago, you could customize this to delete columns if you wanted to. The only thing you've got to do to change this macro is select, instead of entire row, entire column. It's just that easy, super easy to do. So if you just want to copy it down from the video, you can do that too. So let's take a look at what this will do for us. Well, right now, if I were to select, let's say, every cell in the A column, right? Just click on the A up at the top. I could quickly and easily get rid of the blanks between a Hannah and Raymond and Rachel and Amy simply by going to the Home tab at the top of the screen, using the Find and Select drop-down menu, going to Go to Special, where you could then say, go to the blanks. And what that does is it says, okay, you have a bunch of cells selected already. Of those cells, some of them are blanks. Let's go ahead and grab those specifically. I hit OK, and as you can see, it highlights just the blank cells. Now what we can do is select the entirety of the row that it's in and delete all the rows. But that is a many-click or many-shortcut process. So instead of doing that, let's go back to just highlighting the entirety of the A column. Now let's bring this code in here. As you can see, I've got a new macro. It starts with the word sub. Every macro does. And then I called mine delete blank rows. If you wanted to make one for delete blank columns, you just go ahead and call it delete blank columns or whatever. Everything with a single quote in front of it is just a comment to you so that you know what's happening here. It says this macro uses the go to blanks. It selects all the blank cells, and then it selects the row that blank cell is in and deletes the row. So whatever you have selected right now, use that Go to Blanks option, which is Special Cells, Excel cell type blanks, and then select the entire row, delete, just like that. So let's see how that's implemented. I go to the Developer tab at the top of my screen, and on the Developer ribbon, I go into my Visual Basic window by clicking Visual Basic on the far left-hand side. Now, if you notice here, I've already got this macro baked in. Let's see how I put it in there. In my personal macro workbook on the left-hand side, I right-clicked on Modules, inserted a new module, and I then named this module, and then I just called it delete blanks, right? Now, the reason I'm calling this module delete blanks is because I'm also going to add a macro for deleting blank columns in addition to blank rows. So I just call the module delete blanks. Now, before I do this, let's go ahead and get rid of this one. I'll just remove that module. And let's go back to module delete blanks. Whoops, I copied over it. So let's do this again. Right click on modules, go to insert a new module, call it module, delete blanks, and we can paste in this macro code. In addition to that, I can hit enter a couple of times and paste it in again, but this time call this one delete blank columns or cols or whatever. Selection.special cells, cell type blanks dot entire column dot delete. So now I have two macros, one for deleting all my rows, one for deleting all of my columns that are blank. I'll go ahead and close that down. And let's take a look at that in action. I go over here to macros over on the left. I find delete blank rows and I hit run, and it instantly removes all of those empty rows from what I've selected. Let's see that same thing on the columns. I'll just add some extra spacing here between the columns. Then I'll highlight, let's say, that first row. And so it's very simple here. The A column is not blank, the B column is, the C column is not, the D column is, right? So I go up here to macros, I find that one that says delete the blank columns, and I run it. And just like that, it took out the empty columns from my set of data. Quick, easy, painless.